not been anyone hurt coming over here. I just advised them. From 96 call.
Somebody grab that bag.
All right, good morning all. I'm Deputy Chief Charles McAvoy, the Executive Officer of Patrol Borough Staten Island. With me is Inspector Anthony Marino, the Commanding Officer of Force Investigation Division. And also with me is Deputy Inspector Timothy Wilson, the Commanding Officer of the 122 Precinct. The information I am about to provide to you is very preliminary. This investigation is very fresh still, and it's subject to change. On Friday evening at approximately 10:36 p.m., 2 uniformed officers from the 122 Precinct received a 911 call for an emotionally disturbed person at 296 Mulden Place. Upon arrival, the officers encountered a 45-year-old male inside his residence on the second floor. The officers attempted to speak to the male, who was acting erratically. After several minutes of talking to the male, he was taken to an awaiting ambulance outside. While being tended to by EMS, he left the ambulance, pushing his way past the officers and running, retreating back into his residence into his second-floor apartment. The officers followed him inside, where he was able to pick up a 2.5-foot metal pipe, which he began to swing at the officers. One officer discharged his service weapon, striking the male in the torso. EMS immediately rendered first aid and transported the male to Staten Island University North Hospital, where he is currently in surgery and listed in stable condition. Both officers were also taken to Staten Island University North for a medical evaluation. The metal pipe used, which has been recovered, is at the scene. We'll get the photo.
Any questions? All good, guys? Thank you.
All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a pleasant evening.
Thank you.
Mic check, mic check. Mic check, 1, 2, Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta.
If I turn these lights on, they get in. Sound check, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sound check, 1, 2.
Mom. Oh wow.
Hi, man. What was the first thing that you heard? Did you hear any shots or anything?
Heard a whole lot of banging and yelling and stop. So that's pretty much all we heard, and then I ran to the window.
Stop.
I'm assuming the guy that was shot was screaming,
What happened
stop. Went back to sleep, but then we saw siren lights reflecting off the windows. We went to the window, we were looking to see what's happening. And then we heard the gunshots. After like 10 minutes or so, we
What
all
went through
ran
your
to
head
the
when you
window.
heard those gunshots?
Oh my God, someone got shot. Like, this is crazy, this is sad.
How often do you hear shots fired in the neighborhood?
At none at all.
Unusual.
Very unusual. It was scary. And then he was like, let's run outside and see what's happening. And you know, it was something. Never been involved in anything like that in my life.
What happened next when you went outside? Did you see the victim at all?
I saw the victim being brought out. They put him on the gurney and they put him into the ambulance, and he was like moaning, ow, ow, ow. And then they put him into the back of the ambulance, and I heard the EMTs tell him like, relax, relax, and they drove off.
How would you describe his condition?
I don't think he died or anything, but he's definitely shot and hurt. So we'll see what happens.
What's your opinion of all of this? Just considering being a police-involved shooting, it's possible that the police may have shot this individual.
I don't think they shot him on purpose or anything. He was mentally impaired, and he could have went at them. So of course, if they had to defend themselves, they have to do what they have to do.
You mentioned he was mentally impaired. Is there any behaviors, anything that he was saying that someone you know?
No,
building?
one of the police officers mentioned it. So that's where I got that. And then from speaking to my neighbors, he was mentally impaired because he was like that throughout the whole day. So it was like an all-day thing going on.
You know, was under the influence of anything? Or?
They're not sure. No one's really sure what happened. He's kind of new to the building, so we'll just take it from there and see what happens.
And anything else you'd like to say?
They need to screen the tenants better, because it seems like, yeah, we had an incident on Primrose where the guy beat a 2-year-old.
Wow.
You know, it's sad. You need to screen the tenants better. You know?
Do you want to give their name at all?
You don't need my name.
Give their first name or no name?
Brenda's fine.
Can you spell that?
BRENDA.
Thank you so much, Brenda.
You're welcome so much. Have a good night.
Hi, sir. You live in the building here. Tell me what the first thing that happened or you noticed.
I kept hearing a lot of banging, and I kept hearing sirens coming in. I saw the ambulance come through. It was pretty loud, and then I just kept hearing more and more banging. Didn't stop.
Well, tell me about the banging. What do you think was causing that banging?
Maybe he was like fighting someone, or just banging into his wall, or anything really, anything in his house, his apartment. He could be ripping out everything in his house, breaking everything, ripping off the door.
Destroying everything in his house.
Maybe his doors, because both doors were off the house.
And you mentioned you had sirens. What do you think police were called?
Yeah. So there was an ambulance and a cop car first, and then more people started showing up. A lot of them came in, maybe about 20 plus, maybe 30 now. They all came in. They all started trying to look for everyone and everything that's going on. A couple of them went into the apartment, I guess, to look for evidence or a reason for anything that happened and why he got shot.
And then you said you got shot?
Yeah, I heard like 3 shots, 4 shots come through.
How long would you say from when police arrived you heard the shots?
20 minutes.
About 20 minutes?
15, 20 minutes, I'd say.
What do you think happened?
I think he probably grabbed the weapon, maybe try to run at the cops, try to maybe injure them. I'm not too sure. Could be anything.
And did you see him come out of the building? What did he look like? Was he saying anything?
He was bald. He had a beard. He had tats all over his arms.
How old?
Old. Other people said he was young. He looked a bit old to me, maybe 30s. I was told he's mentally impaired. So I don't know. He could have been any age at this point, but I guess we'll see later.
Was he yelling anything? Was he saying anything?
When he was getting dragged out into the ambulance, he was screaming in pain, I'm assuming. He kind of screamed a little bit, kind of moaned here and there. And when he was first at the doors trying to get out, you definitely heard him a little bit. And then when he got to the ambulance, he got a little bit louder.
How did he appear, his condition? How badly was he shot?
I think he was shot in the leg, so he was in quite a bit of pain. He kept trying to move, and they were trying to get him out as quickly as possible to get him to ambulance to treat him. And they did it as fast as possible in the best way possible and to help them out. So which is pretty good, especially for that.
How often do you see shootings around here?
Not a lot. There's definitely not a shooting around here, ever.
Are you surprised at all?
Yeah, definitely didn't think it happened here.
So this being possibly a police-involved shooting, what's your reaction to that? How do you feel about that? Police shooting somebody?
I don't know how to feel about it. I know it's not a good thing. It's not really a good thing to hear someone get shot, even if they're mentally impaired. It's definitely not something you want to hear. It's definitely kind of messes up, makes you upset a little bit. But they have to do their job. You can't really do anything about it.
When you say mentally impaired, what do you think? Was he under influence or something? Did he have some kind of condition?
Maybe bipolar disorder, and he has maybe other diseases with it, where he's acting out, acting crazy, very aggressive, has anger issues. He could be acting out because of it, or maybe a bad experience with the cops before in the past.
And anything else you'd like to say about this?
No.
Do you want to give your name?
My name is Robert.
Can you spell it?
Robert.
Thank you, Robert. Appreciate it.
Thank you.